Spending money like it's nothing. I don't have a budget. Please don't get offended when you see the kids stunting. Got my queens with me, but it ain't no Scarborough bluffing. See, I'm riding solo while dependent bitches cuffing. I got all I need, me, myself, and I just love it. I've been gone, riches stacking to the ceiling. I'm dick long. Could never change the side I've been on. In 100 years, I'ma still be with my day ones. When it's said and done, fuck where I'm going, it's all about where I came from. You don't know.
What's up, YouTube? It's the boys over at the SLG Network. We're talking today about the play-in games for the NBA playoffs. I don't know all the games. Nick does. I'm going to throw it over to him. Nick, where are we starting?
Let's take a look. We are going to start on the Western Conference. We got the LA Clippers versus the Minnesota Timberwolves.
All right. Let's throw it down to Zach first. Zach, thoughts on that game, who you got, and why?
All right. Well, about an hour ago, the Clippers said Kawhi is not going to play, which we kind of knew anyway.
Right.
But we also had hope that he was, because if he was, I was going with the Clippers. But since he's not, I'm Timberwolves.
Taking the Timberwolves because Kawhi is not playing.
I do. I think Kawhi would shut that backcourt down so bad it would put the pressure on Big Cat to beat the Clippers on his own, which he has the talent to do, but I don't think he could. But I think without Kawhi being there, it gives the opportunity for D'Lo or Anthony Edwards to get loose, and Karl Anthony could play off of that shit, and Timberwolves win.
Okay. James,
Dare
what
I
about
say
you?
by double digits.
Oh, predictions. I like it. James, what are your thoughts?
It's going to be close. The Clippers are deep on the wing, and a lot of people don't give them credit for that with Norman Powell coming back for this game. But Minnesota, when they make the playoffs, which is like once every 20 years, that place gets rocking. Like those fans come out. It's going to be a good home court environment for Minnesota. So I have the T-Wolves. It's going to be close, but they don't really have an answer for Cat. Guarding him, they got rid of Ibaka. They have Zubac, but I don't think he can really slow down Cat too much. And then it's just D'Lo. Anthony Edwards, this might be his a little bit of a coming out on the national stage. Besides people that have seen him dunk, he's looked pretty good overall. So T-Wolves in a close one. I am high on the Clippers making out a play-in, but not right away.
Yeah, I think that's a lot of the agreements that most people are having. Nick, what do you think?
Oh man, I made fun of the Timberwolves so much over the past few years, but if Kawhi's out, which I mean we all kind of realize, I do think it's going to be a much closer game. That Clippers team this year has been kind of weird. They come to compete for some damn reason, even though they're not supposed to, but I think Minnesota, though, I got to give Pat Beverly that. He was right that they were making the playoffs. I mean, Cat, I'm not a Cat fan. I think he's soft still, but
that's an understatement.
For this one, hey, I think he has enough, barbecue chicken to do what he's going to do. And I think Anthony Edwards, seeing him enough against my young Rockets, I've seen him ball out and talk his shit, and I'm about it. I'm a root for him in this round. I think they're gonna win. I know they play the 9:30 game tomorrow, so
in Minnesota.
I also think that Minnesota's bench is gonna win that game for him. Like Naz Reid don't get credit for how good he is. Like he's a good pro, and there's nobody on the Clippers bench that's gonna play with him.
Good coaching matchup too. Ty Lue and Finch are both solid coaches, so that'll be interesting to see the in-game adjustments.
That's true, yeah. Minnesota is favored by 3, obviously at home. Just to be the opposite guy out, I guess, I'm going to take the Clippers. PG goes off for 55 and reestablishes himself as a star in the NBA, I guess.
I 100% would love for you to be right on that because I'm a Paul George fan.
I was. So
Pat Beverly is not going to let that happen.
Playoff P.
It's high stakes. Not only if you lose, you have to go to a do or die game, but if you lose this game, then you're playing a game to play the Suns, and neither of these teams can beat the Suns. I'm not saying either of these teams could beat Memphis, but I think you'd rather play Memphis in a series, the young, unproven team, than Phoenix.
So, question on that: do you think if the Clippers had Kawhi, they could beat Phoenix?
No.
Okay.
Okay.
That would be the same conversation as Minnesota with Ayton. It's like if Ayton can control that series, it's easy for Phoenix. But other things aside, like Kawhi could win 2 or 3 games against Phoenix.
If Kawhi's in, they could take Phoenix to 6 or 7. Phoenix is just on another level there, and then Kawhi hasn't played in a year, so
that's true. That's true. We've been bringing them in raw. All right, let's stay Western Conference. The Spurs at the Pelicans. That's the 9:30 Eastern time game. Wait, that's the same time?
No, that's April
it's the next day.
Wednesday.
Oh, that's Wednesday. See, that helps to read. Okay, New Orleans is favored by 5. We're gonna go the reverse order here. Nick, who you got in this game?
The Pelicans. I like Brandon Ingram over there. I like what they're doing over there. I don't like going against Popovich. It feels weird always going up against him. I never go up against him just because it's Pop. But that Pelicans team, I don't know. I'm not saying they're going to make it far in the playoffs, but I think for this series, I think they're going to edge out San Antonio in it. Just seeing how Ingram has been balling with the rest of that crew, I'm not going to go against them in this round.
Pencil it in here. Nick's saying that the Pelicans are going to win the NBA championship.
No, I didn't say that. I didn't say that.
James, who you got in this game and why?
Yeah, neither of these teams would be playoff teams in the old format, and there's a huge drop-off between 8 and 9 in the West. So I really think whoever wins this game is going to lose pretty soundly to the Clippers or the T-Wolves. But that being said, I think New Orleans is slightly more talented. It could be Pop's last game, so in that regard, maybe they come out. DeJounte had a great year. They've had a few nice surprises, but I think the scoring powers of McCollum and Ingram in a one-game do or die give them the edge.
Zach?
I'm staying with the Pelicans. This is what they traded for McCollum for. Bring your leadership over here, and I don't think the Spurs can play with the big men from New Orleans. Jackson Hayes is a ball of energy, and there's absolutely nobody on the Spurs who can match that. Nobody. I think it's Pelicans.
Okay. For lack of a better term, something pod odds, I will take the Spurs to win this one. Also because I'm not going to choose a Laker who got traded away when he shouldn't have, and I wish him no success in his career. Spread. New Orleans is supposed to win by 5. Let's move to the Eastern Conference. Start with the Tuesday game. We got the number 7 Brooklyn Nets versus the number 8 Cleveland Cavaliers. Brooklyn is favored by 8.5. James, we'll start with you on this one. What do you think?
I'll take the Cavs to cover that pretty, not easily, but they're covering 8.5.
I think so.
That's actually kind of tempting. But I think the Nets win. I think it's close. The front line of Cleveland, even without Allen, is going to give them some trouble. I don't know how Drummond's going to be able to really slow down Mobley and Markkanen and those other guys. And Darius Garland's been awesome. He's been one of the funnest players to watch this year. I'm not saying he can slow down Kyrie, but we were talking before this. Kyrie and KD can get theirs, but it's who else on Brooklyn's going to – I almost want to pick the Cavs. That would be fun. You know what? Screw it. I'm picking the Cavs.
Ooh, let's go, James.
He talked himself into it.
I like it.
Yeah.
I mean, the fact that they're so disrespected by the spread too makes me want to take the Cavs just based off of that. I guess I'll go now. Yeah, I got the Cavs. I'm taking them to cover. I'm taking them to win. You're not alone here, James. Yes. Zach, what say you, sir?
I'm going Brooklyn. Kevin Durant is my favorite player in the world. Yeah, I think he's the best player in the world, and that's stupid for me to say considering my Rockets have their pick. So it would benefit me more for them to lose. Ooh, but I think that Brooklyn wins this. If you want to see a 55-point game, just watch KD tomorrow.
Oh, okay. Nick, what about you?
I think Seth Curry.
Y'all should be the biggest Cleveland Cavaliers fans ever right now.
I honestly think a lot of those guys that got traded from Philly have something to prove. And I think I told you, I want a freaking Brooklyn versus 76ers playoff matchup. I think Kevin Durant is going to go balls to the wall. Kyrie Irving's been balling. This dude's been doing his magic tricks out of everything, crossing everybody over, scoring at will. But I think for me, it was Patty Mills in the beginning of the season, but seeing the way Seth Curry's been playing off of the ball with Kyrie and Kevin Durant, I think he's going to be that extra little spark that they have. I mean, Drummond, all he has to do is go out there and just get your rebounds, bro, get your blocks, and that's all I need from you, bro. Kevin Durant.
I think that the Nets are just going to be a little bit too fast for the Cleveland Cavaliers tomorrow. And I don't mean to disrespect Cleveland because they have a lot of good young players and they have a really good team. They have no experience. I don't think that they could perform in the moment. You're playing KD and Kyrie.
They've been free falling too. Them and the Bulls have just been free falling the last month. And for Cleveland, it's been injuries. But I mean, I just watched them kill the Bucks B squad or C squad in the finale. And yeah, they're playing 6 bench guys for the Bucks. But Kevin Love looked good. Kevin Love got his. Like, you never know. Kevin Love could go off. Marketing could go off.
I just feel like, and I'm not saying that your rationale is wrong, but you know what the Nets are going to do. Bruce Brown is going to be Kevin Love's matchup. I'm going to outrun your ass. We're just going to run until you get tired. And that's what the Nets are going to do tomorrow. And it's going to be easy for them in the second half. It'll be competitive for the first half, and then at some point they'll run away with it.
The Nets defense.
Oof. Yeah, I know, but shit, I'm making you play defense and you ain't scoring, so I don't know.
I know Cleveland's the bold pick. Obviously, I wouldn't be surprised if Brooklyn won. You know who's rooting for Brooklyn is Atlanta and Charlotte.
Yeah,
they want to play in the elimination game.
That's a great segue, James. I'll get to that in just a second. But first, Zach, I'm letting you know I'm clipping that and I'm sending it to Darius Garland.
I don't give
they
a
don't got it.
shit.
And I'm gonna watch him go off, and then he's gonna say, "Zach, that's for you after the game tomorrow." Okay, just remember that.
And I will graciously say that I was wrong. But guess what? When KD puts 50 on your ass tomorrow, we're not gonna say a word because we know that we're good. Okay.
All right. Anyway, speaking of Atlanta and Charlotte, let's move there. Atlanta's favored by 4.5. That is the Wednesday game. It's at Atlanta. Zach, thoughts on this game?
Man, this is like the toughest one of all of them to pick for me because you want to kind of go for Melo. I'm a LaMelo fan. But literally yesterday I watched Atlanta beat the shit out of my Rockets to end the season, and they're shooting the ball too good. I think Atlanta.
Okay.
Trae Young cannot afford to lose that game tomorrow. He can't afford to lose.
Oh no, not at all. Nick, thoughts?
Oh, first off, Hornets, you need to get rid of Hayward. He's freaking injury prone all the damn time. All right. Every time it's playoff time, the dude's hurt. I love Trae Young and I want them to do good there. Bogdanovic and all of them are doing it, but I will go with my boy Melo. I will go with Montrezl Harrell. I will go with them. I think they squeak out a 2-point win. I'm gonna go with that.
Okay, James, thoughts?
I like Atlanta. Yeah, Gordon Hayward's out, and he's kind of the veteran studying force for the Hornets. I like where Charlotte's heading. Not much defense. They rely too much on Terry Rozier and guys like that. And playoff Trae we saw last year is a different animal. Any team that can shoot the three like the Hawks can really change a playoff series or a game. I think Atlanta. I don't think it's gonna be close.
I do want to say this: if Atlanta wins, I'm freaking happy if they play like anything. Just because Trae Young in the playoffs, like you said, is a totally different baller. Like when he went
want
into
Atlanta to win. Because
he went to New York and just told them all like, "Hey, shut the hell up," type shit. I was like, "Yo, dog, like this dude gives no."
That was cold.
And it'd be Miami too if they won their 2 playing games. Which if it's Cleveland, I don't know. They could beat Cleveland. They could.
Is it? But can't we say that Atlanta is so much of an underachiever this year? If they get in the playoffs, they can compete with anybody. Is that fair to say? Because I feel that way.
Not anybody, but they'd be a pesky 8 seed.
They would be. Be a tough.
I think the East is about as good as I can remember the East being since the 90s, and I think Milwaukee is the best team in the East, but I don't think they're so far much better than anybody that they can't be beat.
I think 5 teams.
I just feel like any team in the East can beat anybody else. I really feel that way.
I think it's 5. I think there's a 5 and then it drops.
Who are your 5, James?
Bucks, Bucks first. I like Boston. Boston's been lights out. So Bucks, Boston, Miami, Philly, and Brooklyn.
Send this to the Boston Celtics. They ain't done shit in the playoffs for me to have faith in them.
But if there's a team that's playing good defense in the NBA right now, it's them, and they can stop some people.
And yeah, Williams might come back. Boston stresses me out. That's why, as a Bucks guy, round 2, if we beat the Bulls and Boston advances, that'd be a juggernaut series, and Boston would have home court.
We as in Milwaukee wins in 5, in my opinion.
Against Boston?
100%. Giannis is a different animal. Truly.
Giannis is a different animal. I don't know if you've been watching Bucks game lately, but I think Drew Holiday looks like shit. It's like, what are you doing?
He does. He
was playing his best basketball I've ever seen. Like halfway through the season, he was clicking, making ridiculous passes. He has a little lefty hook. He's been struggling a little bit lately, but I think he'll get it right. And then playoff Middleton's a roller coaster.
Yeah,
one series he's dropping 35. The next series he's getting 16. So I'm excited.
But the thing about Middleton, and I might just be partial to him because he's a Texas A&M player, but the thing about Middleton is it doesn't matter if he's hitting shots or not hitting shots. He's going to take the same shots. And you have to give him credit for that because you know what he's working towards.
Yeah. Right.
And he's unselfish. That's why the Bucks, I think, have the edge in the East. They've been together. They have their system. Lopez is back. He's looking a little bit better. So I think it goes to the defending champs. But, yeah, Boston's tough. Miami's being kind of overlooked as the 1 seed.
Yeah, a little bit.
I think Miami's in that spot Phoenix was in last year, where it's kind of like you're 1, but are you really the 1? Like, we kind of have other picks here. And, I mean, I got it wrong. We've had many talks before the season started. I didn't have any faith in Boston. I had no faith in the old Miami Heat. I did call the old Lakers one right, though, so I will take that one. The WD-40 knees.
I had the Lakers one right too, but I just want to mention the fact that I had the Miami Heat one right preseason too. And I got a lot of you dumb as hell from not you and not you, somebody else though. No names in particular.
Right, who wins?
I'm sorry, what was that?
Who wins the playoff between all the teams who missed the playoffs?
Probably.
That's a great question.
That's a good, fun question.
I would actually I would watch that, honestly. A little tournament
fight for the first pick.
I'm going to go with the Sacramento Kings since they've won the Summer League championship 2 times in NBA history.
They would probably go all out for that if this was a real thing.
Well, I think this is an easy answer.
This way? It is. It's Houston.
No, it's not. James, we said it before we went live on here, right? We said what team was the biggest disappointment this season?
The Lakers and the Knicks.
Okay.
I think it would come down to Lakers-Knicks.
I think it would be Lakers-Knicks too.
It would be Lakers-Knicks, and it would be funny because that's the only time those two would be on national TV together playing for something.
Those fan bases will be all in too.
Oh, Jesus, the toxicity. Okay, well,
Madison Square Garden will be blowing up.
I don't know who wins that. Because both those teams are really shallow. Like I would definitely take LeBron AD over Randall and Barrett, but I think the Lakers would win. Yeah.
How do Knicks fans feel though? You invested so much in this year and you went lower. They're
gonna fire their fucking coaches within.
You end up in 11th place. Like,
wasn't he coach of the year? Did he win? Did Tibbs win coach of the year last year?
Last year, yeah.
Yeah,
he did.
So?
But also, that nothing's going to change until they not fire, but get rid of that owner. That's just.
Yeah, I mean.
Yeah, I just feel like you got a young team there and you got an old dude trying to teach them old ways.
That's fair.
Somebody said that one time in the NBA. They go, it's hard to get an older coach when the culture is changing so drastically. Because the way you teach the game is how it used to be coached. And now when it's changing this way, you're trying to play catch up. And I mean, you see it with people like when you get certain people that don't like, how do I use Microsoft Word? It's like,
there's a give and take to that argument though, because you can't really take a young coach and teach new ways either. Because if we're being completely honest, Chauncey Billups and those kind of guys, they're ass. They're terrible coaches. It's like you can't play that system proficiently enough to win a lot of NBA games.
That's
Jason
true.
Kidd can't. Jason Kidd couldn't do it the first time, so he had to go figure things out and then go get a Luka. So
Or the second time.
yeah.
I mean,
I wouldn't necessarily call this run a glaring success either. But
I mean, they're 4th seed in the West, 5th seed, something like that. They did something right.
how come no one's giving the Jason Kidd, unless I missed it, are people roasting Kidd for playing Luka in the last game? I mean, I guess they could have moved up one.
Yeah, they people were saying, was it worth it, basically, because I mean, they're saying that it's nothing major, but the media is playing the who knows if he's going to play or how he's going to, if he's going to be 100% factor.
Other teams got roasted for resting their guys, but keep them healthy.
And plus, Luka's a rhythm player. You can't let him sit out for too long.
Besides that, if they would have moved up, they would have pulled the fucking Nuggets. And right now they got the Jazz. I would almost rather play the Jazz.
Oh no, I'd rather have the Nuggets.
Are you kidding me?
Joker, I'm gonna give Joker his triple-double. I'm gonna beat the rest of you fools.
They don't got freaking their second and third guy, bro. They're both out. Michael Porter Jr. got his contract and said, all right, later, I'm gonna go pull fucking T-Mac.
I'm hurt again.
Yeah.
Hurt.
Yeah. It's
like back. Spinal.
He has too much money in his backpack.
I mean, I think going back to the first question, the East, I'm gonna say it right now on this video. James Harden is gonna do his Houdini thing, and he's gonna be missing 1 or 2 games in their next series.
You didn't even want to do this for the prediction. You wanted to come on here and just have a video where you said that James Harden's going to disappear.
Because it's fucking true. I've had to witness this since he moved. Was I happy he was in Houston? Of course I was. Did I witness it? Fucking facts, I witnessed it. And I've seen that damn game on national TV when they played Brooklyn, bro. Everybody was making fun of him. They were like, and he went out clubbing right after it. He's like, all right, whatever. And Doc Rivers called him out. He's like, oh, it wasn't us. It was James Harden taking so many damn shots. He does.
Like, y'all don't understand the vibe down here. Like, everybody's like, we don't give a fuck if you're gone. We would rather lose with our young dudes than watch him take us to the second round.
Well, you guys put so many miles on him. I don't know. He definitely seems
it's y'all's fault.
No, that's D'Antoni's fault.
Yeah, that was D'Antoni, his boy.
It's definitely the system, but he doesn't look the same anymore. And I wouldn't be shocked if Toronto gave him a series. And I don't know. I don't think Toronto can win that series, but I wouldn't be.
Pascal Siakam,
Zach boy Siakam. Is that a Siakam jersey?
Hanging up a little bit. I was hungry till you said that.
Oh man, I saw a video yesterday. It said the NBA fans need to be on notice for Siakam. I was like, I'm gonna send this to Zach.
Yeah, I read his jersey backwards on his wall. I thought that was 43 Siakam.
Yeah,
garbage, man. He's the most overrated player in the league.
Yeah, he had a good year.
What did he do? 17-8. Ooh.
In Toronto, bro, that's pretty good.
Right.
He's the best up north, bro.
Don't put your name in any kind of best of anything conversation with 17-8.
He's the best in Canada.
No, he had 23 and 9 this year.
And he has 2 fucking moves in his repertoire. I ain't trying to hear it, and I definitely don't want to see it.
That's 2 more than Gobert.
No, hang
That's
on.
True.
He has 2 moves and he scored 23 and he's getting 9 boards. Imagine if he had more.
I don't give a fuck what he does. He's not on my team, and I'm not gonna root for his team, and I'm not gonna watch his team. So he can do all he wants.
He reminds me of like a goodwill version of like Chris Middleton every time I watch him play. Like,
if Giannis is like the high end, top of the line shit, right? Then fucking Siakam is the generic version of the generic version. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because he took the first 2 moves that worked for Giannis. Is like, I'm gonna do that, and that's all he does.
He's the greatest value, not even great value.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Greater value.
Greater value.
Oh man.
All right. Well, that's gonna do it for us here. If y'all got to this point, make sure you hit the like button, subscribe, turn on the notification bell so that way when we do post future videos, you do see them. We will catch you guys next time.